Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. I was at Pride Parade and then went to the Pride Festival today, and I'm so sunburned. Look at that. It hurts. And I have this little ice thing that I might put right here, so just ignore me if I do. I also have watermelon. I got a little too hot and I'm a little sunburned. Anyway, I'm not feeling 100% because I didn't take care of myself today. So forgive me if I'm a little low on the energy, but we're just gonna vibe today and we're gonna watch Be a Boss Babe. I chose this video specifically because she called it Your Mindset is a Plant, Let's Chat. I feel like it could be a good video to react to together, so don't forget to leave your comments below. And if you want to support the channel for free, you can just hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, you can hit the thumbs up button. Also, if you want to get notified when I post, you can hit the alarm bell. I have a Discord, by the way, but it's only for members, so if you want to be a part of the Discord, you could become a member and join in. And you also get videos a day early. Again, sunburn, watermelon, tea. I might be a little distracting today, so bear with me. Let's get started.
It's the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
I already like her shirt. It's Love is Love, it's Pride. Let's watch.
Hello, my beautiful humans. Happy Tuesday. What's up? What's happening? How is everybody doing? I'm back from vacation, so we are back on our live schedule. And today we are going to chit chat about mindset, okay? I know it's late. I get it. Today was absolutely insane, but I didn't.
Mindset, to me, when it comes to multi-level marketing and how they push it, is just indoctrination. They want to indoctrinate you into the MLM. Sometimes they butter it up as personal development, and sometimes it actually can be. There can be positive things that come from it, but a lot of the time, its focus is based on MLM, and it turns into kind of indoctrination that pulls you and keeps you in the MLM.
Want to let another day go by without me bringing you some live coaching. It's what y'all asked for. Ask and you shall receive. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about mindset, but I want to talk to you about mindset in a different way than you are probably used to hearing about mindset. We talk, especially in the entrepreneur space, the network marketing space, direct sales space, we talk about mindset more than any other profession that I know. We talk about mindset over and over and over.
Why is that, Britt? Why do you talk about it more than in any other profession? To me, why I think people in MLM talk about mindset much more is because they need people to have a certain type of mindset so that they can manipulate them. They need people to think certain ways, to have the same thoughts, so that they can manipulate them and keep them in the MLM. There are obviously other careers that have mindset as part of it, but it's more of like development in your career, mindset in your job, than it is like personal outside, all of that. Does that make sense? Feel free to leave your thoughts on that below too. I'm sure some of you will have great thoughts on that.
And over again, we talk about reading books, we talk about personal development, we talk about watching inspirational videos on YouTube, we talk about podcasts, we talk about personal development and mindset day in, day out, over and over and over and over and over. So then how can people possibly be in this space for years and years and years and still have a crappy mindset? Well, I'm going to tell you today, because what is happening with mindset is we are talking about the surface of mindset. We're not going below the surface and really digging deep into mindset. So we're going to do that today. And I brought along one of my plant friends to be a perfect visual example for you as we talk about mindset. So if y'all could do me a favor, if y'all are catching me live, drop that word live in the comments below. If y'all are catching that replay, go ahead and drop below that hashtag replay. If you are new here, go ahead and drop that word new in the comments below. And as always, guys, feel free to share. I'm going to do my very best to keep this short and sweet and be off of here by 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? So this is your visual representation of your mindset. Okay, look at all of these beautiful leaves. There's new shoots, there's growth, there's a beautiful color. So when I'm looking at this plant,
so of course she's going to talk about how, the soil is the important part. There's a lot of things that she's going to say that I already know and that plenty of you already know, especially when it comes to like using plants and soil and stuff. And it's not necessarily wrong when you talk about like day-to-day stuff. But when you're talking about MLM, it adds a layer of shit. And I'm not talking about the kind that helps your soil, okay? I'm talking about the one that messes up your soil. A lot of times it can be difficult to tell what's the shit and what's the soil when it comes to like MLM, and they kind of mix it all together. Think of it in the same way that I think of like Play-Doh and my religion experience. I think like MLM and religion, they kind of mix together, and you can't really pull them apart when it gets to a certain point. It's like red and blue Play-Doh. If you knead it enough and you mix it together enough and mash it enough, it becomes purple and you can't really pull it apart. And that's what happens with the shit layer and the soil. And like I said, it's not the good shit, it's the bad shit. And you mix it with the soil and you can't really like pick it out when it's mixed well enough. A lot of times what I see happens with people in MLM who maybe leave MLM and their outlook on personal development at that point, like reading personal development books and looking at entrepreneurship and stuff, a lot of time people experience they can't take out the MLM from the personal development, and it's hard for them to continue to want to do that kind of thing because what can you do when your mind is completely mixed up? It's the same way with me in religion. Why did I step away from religion? I mean, there's plenty of reasons, but one of them was I couldn't take the MLM out of the religion because it was mixed in together so hardcore. Long thought there, but I'm processing as I go.
I'm thinking about my mindset 2 to 3 to 4 years ago. There is so much growth in the last 2, 3, 4 years, okay? If you have experienced mindset growth in the last, let's say the last year, will you drop me a yes in the comments below, okay? Because I know some of y'all are out there growing, but you're like, I just want to take my growth to the next level. I want my mindset to be like unshakable. Brittany,
I mentioned how it's hard for people to pull my personal development mindset away from MLM. And the thing is, like, we talk about mindset and MLM a lot, but mindset and personal development is good and important. For me, personal development is simply making sure I get enough sleep compared to what I used to get. I go on longer walks now, like 2 or 3 miles a day, just because I know it's better for my body, better for me. I'm developing in different ways. I'm doing things that make me happy. I'm blah, blah, blah. It's not solely focused anymore on like MLM business and how can I be better to grow my business. And it's changing my life in significant ways, my own personal development. And people struggle, from what I've seen and what I've experienced, with the pulling apart the MLM from the personal development. Therefore, they're struggling to work on things that make them feel better or make them do better when they think of it as personal development or fixing their mindset. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if it does. It does in my brain, but I hope I'm explaining it well enough. It took me a while to getting around to wanting to develop my personal life into something better or do things that personally develop me emotionally, mentally, physically. You know what I'm saying. We're moving on. I've got a sunburn.
tell me how to make my mindset unshakable, okay? Well, I can't promise you that in a 10-minute live, but we are going to go below the surface to really open up your mindset to a brand new perspective, okay? So your mindset is like a plant. Things like positive thinking, listening to podcasts, listening to Facebook lives, listening to Instagram lives, okay? Reading books, manifesting, writing down your goals. Those things are like the rain and sunshine to your mindset. They are very much needed. You need to read the books. You need to listen to the podcast. You need to stuff your brain full of positive mindset things. Rain.
I have an issue with thinking positively being the only form of personal development. Thinking negatively can be a form of personal development too. And I'm not talking like the negativity that they're talking about. I'm talking about taking something that maybe people around you think is great, positive, wonderful, and you going, I actually disagree. I don't think that's good for me. I don't think that's great for me. And people see that as like a negative thought because it's against maybe the status quo or, something like that. But positive thinking isn't always personal growth. You can be toxically positive, and your personal growth is learning to be okay with being negative. Be okay with having views that aren't seen as positive 100% of the time, because toxic positivity is just as bad as being horribly negative. They're opposite spectrums, and opposite spectrums, when you go really bad or really good, are both not good. Finding that middle ground is where people struggle with. And in MLMs, it's where they want you to not be, because then you're thinking, okay, this could be good, this could be bad. They want you to think, oh no, this is all great all the time. Don't ask questions. Don't think twice about it. Just go, go, go. But in reality, it is important to think through. You have to be able to decipher what is right for the situation and not always think positively or always think negatively.
Or water, if it's an inside plant, okay? Water and sunshine are needed for growth. So things like positive thinking and manifestation and setting your goals and listening to podcasts and reading personal development books, those are all needed. But they can only take you so far if your soil is infested or your roots are rotting. You can have all of the perfect, beautiful sunshine.
There's nothing better than her 2 seconds stare into the camera. It's like this. And then she keeps going. Ava always does a wonderful job of getting that pause just right in your face, It's one of my favorite things about Brittany Anderson's videos.
You could possibly imagine. You could have beautiful goals and be reading all of the right books and listening to all of the right podcasts, baby. But if your soil is infested, you can only grow so far. If your roots are rotting below the surface, all of this will look good for a while. You ever feel like you have this big old mindset growth and then all of a sudden you spiral and you go into self-doubt and self-sabotage and you start going back to your old habits? That's because it's time to check out the soil. If this makes sense, drop the word soil in the comments below.
I don't know why that took me out. I just feel like I was in elementary school. If this makes sense, comment the word soil. I don't know. It made me feel like I was a child in a class. I don't know why I felt that way.
Okay? Because when we dig below the surface, we find new things. We find new gaps. We find new bugs. We find new rotting. We find new things. And it's like, wait a minute. I thought I did all of this work on my mindset. I thought I was growing so much. I thought I was headed in the right direction. You are. You're growing so much. You are headed in the right direction. You're doing the right things. You're moving yourself forward. We just need to take a pause and get our soil right. Okay? And the examples that I want to give you for getting your soil right is going to be knowing the difference between facts versus stories. Okay? And I know in the network marketing profession, they say facts tell and stories sell. Okay? That's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about mindset facts versus stories. Okay?
I'm sorry, but Brittany wouldn't know a fact if it bit her in the ass. If I'm just being blatantly honest.
If you have ever had somebody interested in your product, they're like, give me all the details. I want to know everything. You give them all the details, all the resources. You have a great conversation and a great connection. They ask you for the prices. You send over the pricing options and then boom, they're a ghost. If you have ever been ghosted in your inbox when it comes to your business, drop me a ghost emoji in the comments below. Okay? And if you don't drop a ghost emoji in the comments below, you're either not listening or you're not in business online, because every single person, including 6-figure, 7-figure, and 8-figure.
Did you see that little bit of shame she threw in there? She's so good at that. And if you don't post it, you're not listening to me, or you blah, 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 blah. And I'm, Britt, that is not the way to make friends, hon.
Have all been ghosted 1, 2, or 10,000 times. Okay? That is part of human behavior. Okay? People, the way that we react in situations all goes back to our childhood circumstances. When you get upset, do you yell and scream and throw a fit or go crazy? Or do you seclude yourself and you get quiet and you give people the silent treatment and you don't want to talk at all? However you react to conflict is all based on your childhood experiences.
Are you a therapist or a psychiatrist, Britt? No? Then shut your mouth.
This is where our subconscious stories come from. And that is the below the surface. That is in the soil of our mindset. Okay? So if you ever message someone your pricing script and you've been ghosted, what is the first negative story that comes to your mind? What is that negative saying that happens over and over again? Okay? Maybe your story is, I was annoying. I told them too much. I came at them too hard. I overwhelmed them with information. It's too expensive. They can't afford it. They're going to go buy from someone else. They don't like me. They don't want to be friends. They're going to go buy from Amazon, or they're going to go try to find my product elsewhere. Like, what is that negative story that you're like, man, what did I do wrong? How did I mess it up again? What could I have done differently? Okay? That first negative story that happens in your mind when something in your business does not go according to plan, that is your story. Okay? Our childhood stories are like home base. You know when you played tag as a kid and you were like running and running and running and running, and your only goal was to get to the tree so you could put your hand on base and take a breather because they can't tag you when your hand's on base? Those old subconscious childhood stories are your home base.
Huh? What is she saying? Am I just not listening well enough? I gotta go back a little bit. I'm gonna re-listen to that and see if I understand it again.
A few moments later.
Watched it again, still not vibing with it. No idea what she's talking about. Maybe she'll explain it more, and maybe I'm just a dense person, but I'm also tired, so maybe that's it. But I'm not picking up what she's putting down. At least not in the way I think she wants me to.
When things start getting a little wonky, or they aren't going your way, or you start to get uncomfortable, you run back to those old stories because it's what makes you feel safe. And I don't mean that your childhood was safe. I just mean you have been using that identity and those stories to protect yourself for a very long time. Which is why even when you're doing all the right things and you're reaching out and you're posting content and you're making connections and you're providing value and you're being authentic and you're doing all the things, you're still not getting the results that you want. It's because you're running back to those old subconscious stories as soon as something gets a little bit bumpy. If you are tracking here with me, drop me a yes in the comments below.
I could not drop her a yes because I have no idea what the hell she's saying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of y'all might, and you might be going, JulieJo, are you all right? No, I'm not. But also, what does this even mean? I am not here. I'm not picking up what she's putting down. I could not drop a yes.
Okay, so what I want us to do when we are in these situations where things don't feel like they're going according to plan, I don't want us to self-sabotage. I don't want us to quit. I don't want us to walk away. I don't want us to fall into this black hole of old stories. I want us to take a step back and separate the facts from the stories. Okay? What I mean by this is, let's go back to the ghosting scenario. You messaged them, you gave them the information, they didn't respond, and then boom, you go into your negative story, whatever it is. It's different for everybody, but everybody has one. No matter how personally developed you are, there is still that negative story that tries to creep in. You just start addressing it and realizing it faster. Okay, so let's go back to the ghosted scenario. The facts of that scenario, we're going to put the stories back here. The facts of that scenario are, I messaged them. I gave them the information they asked for. They read the message. They did not respond. Those are the facts of the situation. The stories that we like to tell ourselves and make decisions off of are things like, they don't like me. They think it's too expensive. I overwhelmed them. I annoyed them. I wasn't cut out for this. I'm not good at this. I knew they wouldn't like me. I knew she wasn't going to buy anyways. I knew I was going to mess it up. Whatever those stories are. Okay?
That's why you learn to read the room. I know it's not always easy to read DMs or understand cues when talking to someone. I know it's not always easy, but a lot of times in MLM, when someone ghosted me, I knew the answer why, but I would act like I didn't understand in my head. Oh, they got off Instagram, or oh, they read it, forgot to reply. But I knew that I was overwhelming them. I knew that, certain situations I just got it, but I chose to ignore it. And that's something that she's kind of pushing right now, is push away those logical thoughts that might actually be happening and understand that that's not happening. But the issue is there's nuance to that. It definitely positively could be happening. Oh, she's so funny. Oh, giggles. She's so funny.
So what I want us to do going forward with our mindset is to start recognizing these moments. Start recognizing the self-doubt just a little bit faster. Kind of stop ourselves when we start this self-sabotage cycle, okay? Some really good signs that you're about to self-sabotage is when you stop doing things that you know work for you and your business. If you know that going live builds your business, builds connection, and it works really well for your business, and you stop doing it, you're probably living in the stories instead of making decisions off of the facts that are happening in your business. So going forward, I want us to recognize when we're going through this, where we're shifting from functioning on facts to starting to swim in our stories. Okay? So we have to be able to separate the two. We've got facts over here. We've got feelings over here. Okay, feelings are something that's going to be more of a long-term thing to work through it.
Facts over feelings? Hello. Is that not what I do? Brittany has been so upset with me before posting videos. I've replied to some of her being really upset and saying really awful, horrible things. She said some really terrible things towards me. But the thing is, I always push for facts over feelings. Always pushing for facts over feelings. I might push to the point sometimes where I'm even a little insensitive. And, you know, it is what it is. But I just find this so funny because, hello, that's what I do. That's exactly what I do, is push facts over feelings. And they get upset and call me a bully, hater, blah, 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 blah. And it's because they're acting on emotion. They're acting on feelings and not facts. And I'm sitting here like, all right, Britt, what else you got? Like, show me facts over feelings. Why don't we talk about the facts about your MLM? I've done it a billion times and you know them. She's so ridiculous. Such a comic, such a comedian.
Why do I keep going back to this? Why is this story so loud in my mind? Why every time something doesn't go perfect does this story come up for me? Okay, that's probably going to be a conversation for you and your therapist. That's not something I can solve here in the next 60 seconds.
Right, thank you for saying that. I do appreciate her saying that.
Okay, but you can have the awareness to switch back to the facts. The facts are simple. I messaged them, I answered their question, they read the message, they did not respond. Those are the facts. How do I want to proceed forward? Okay, we're just going to hide away the stories and we're going to focus on the facts. We are going to use facts in our business going forward to make decisions on our consistency and our discipline and the way we show up and the actions that we are going to take. Because here's the thing. If we start functioning in our business off of stories, you will absolutely stop taking actions that work for your business. Without a doubt. And if we're taking...
This is so interesting to me because the way she's coming at this is like logic and facts, but it's just another thought-stopping technique that people in cults use. It's like, stop thinking about what they could be, you know, doing, thinking, feeling in this, and start just looking at the facts and going, they didn't message back, blah, 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 blah. And then keep going. And it's like, well, not exactly. I get it to a certain point, especially when it comes to other companies that aren't MLMs, right? Businesses, other things like, yeah, sure, facts are important. Don't take it personally. But when it comes to MLMs, it's important to read the room. It's important in general to read the room, right? She's bringing this idea up in a way that's like, ooh, logic, let's calm down. Everyone stop feeling emotional, stop having feelings. But really, it's just another thought-stopping technique for people to continue doing what they're doing. That's my girl, Britt. She always knows how to manipulate you.
And if we're taking no action, we get no results. Therefore, all we did was prove ourselves right with our stories. When we have these stories in our mind, we work really, really hard to make them true. So if you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not cut out for this, I'm never going to win at doing this, I'm never going to have a successful business, I'm telling you now, you will never have a successful business. You cannot do this. You will not win with this, with a mindset like that, because even if it's subconscious, your mind will go after that to make it true.
Even people who think oppositely and are positive about it don't have a successful business. So think however you want to think, y'all. Don't listen to her. Also, are those JL's glasses? Does she always wear them now? That's just, you know, I'm not going to comment too much on it, but I have thoughts and feelings.
Your mind will like cross bridges of fire to make that true, because that's all your mind knows how to do. It knows how to hear something and go after it to make it true. Which is why being able to separate the facts from the stories is going to be so incredibly empowering in your business. Okay? That's what I wanted to share with y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed my little plant visitor. Okay.
Not really, we didn't. Thanks for being here, everybody. I think my eyes might be sunburned. I don't know if that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it is though, and I'm pretty sure they're sunburned too, because they're kind of hurting. So thanks for being here. How much fun was that one? I love watching Brittany. Oh, not Brittany Rose. I love watching Dave Boss Babe. She always brings the manipulation, and it's so fun to break her down. Thanks again for being here. Please, if you have thoughts and feelings, leave them below in the comments. Also, if you want to support the channel for free, you can hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up and hit the bell button if you want to get notified when I post. I'll see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, which I already said. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.